Okay, 7:30. Call the meeting to order. Ready, Brian? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Belisca?
Here.
Mr. DeSarno?
Here.
Mr. Kaminsky?
Here.
Mayor Morgan?
Here.
Mrs. Jaffe?
Here.
Mr. Kogan?
Here.
Mrs. McKnight? Here.
Okay, let's salute the flag. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
It's a public meeting of the Borough Council, Borough of New Providence, County of Union, State of New Jersey. Adequate notice has been given in accordance with PM 1975, Chapter 231. That an annual notice of revision was made in conformance with Section 13 of the Act. Before we start, I'd like to wish everybody a happy Lunar New Year, and I hope everybody has a good time, and I think it's the year of the rabbit, right? So that's great. Okay, we have appointments of Lauren Zapoli for the Board of Education Management Board. Can I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
No, so be it. Lisa Barfield, the Library Board of Trustees. Can I have a motion, please?
So moved.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
No, so be it. Steve Rossi, who's in the audience here, first alternate to the Board of Adjustment.
So moved.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
No, so be it. I have approval of minutes of December 20th. Can I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
No, so be it. January 4th, adjourn meeting. Motion, please.
So moved.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
No, so be it. And organization meeting. Motion, please.
So moved.
I'll second. Okay, you go ahead.
I'll second.
We're going too fast for Wendy.
We are. Boom, bam, boom, bam.
All in favor?
Aye.
No, so be it. Okay, we have correspondence, Equal Sciences, updated classification. That's groundwater monitoring plan for 1260 Springfield Avenue, and I believe that's a shopping center. Union County Board of Utilities, our tipping fees for this year for type 10 solid waste, and that's regular garbage, is $85.13. We signed that contract like 20 years ago, right? And it was probably the best thing we ever did, really controlled costs. County of Union, Human Services, and Municipal Alliance is giving it a total of $9,888, which is nice. And the same department is a youth leadership funding year 2, and they're giving us $3,403. Board of County Commissioners, the meeting schedule, New Jersey American filing for approval for proposed cost recovery of lead service replacement plans. There'll be a public meeting on February 2nd. Sustainability New Jersey, and we were given our bronze recertification. Pete, you want to say something about that?
Well, I think I've had the pleasure of serving on our sustainability team over the last couple of years, and what a wonderful group of volunteers from the community who care passionately about the environment and doing good things in our town. And over the years, we've done many good things and continue to add. You know, a year or two ago, we started the Green Fair, and they're always looking to do more and more. So this is a recertification, Mayor, as you know, from Sustainability New Jersey that requires a great deal of effort, and is something that the community could celebrate as evidence that we're doing some good things here. Thank you.
Okay. Public service, electric and gas, suspected hazardous substance discharge. You know, they're putting the gas mains all through the town, and I guess they saw a couple of things that didn't look right, so they made notification. Okay, let's go to council business. Finance, Lisa.
Thank you, Mayor. We have Resolution 2023-55. This is a resolution authorizing payment of the attached bills payable in the amount of $3 million, a little difference there, $3,040,169.30. Some of the notable items: Board of Education for $2,440,177. That is their January payment. We have State of New Jersey at $133,097, and the library's January payment of $93,300. We have Resolution 23-56. This is a resolution authorizing or increasing the bid threshold pursuant to NJSA 40A11-3A from $44,000. So this is a yearly resolution that allows our qualified purchasing agent, who's Jim Testa, to bid up to $44,000. It raises that threshold up to $44,000. Resolution 2023-57 is a resolution, it's a transfer resolution appropriation reserve, and what we're doing here is just simply a budgetary transfer of a minimum amount of dollars from one account to another.
Okay, thank you. Alex, Engineering Construction.
Thank you, Mayor. Resolution 2023-058, resolution approving change order number 1 to Franklin Floors Incorporated in the amount of $4,200. This is the second floor bathroom renovation projects. This is just to install isolation valves that allow future shutdowns a little bit easier, and I think that's going to be an opportunity to do that going forward as we find new things in the building. Resolution 2023-059, resolution approving partial payment number 1 for Franklin Floors Inc. In the amount of $38,164.50 for the second floor bathroom renovation project. Basically, this is the first payment of the project that's going on the second floor. Introduction of ordinance of the Borough of New Providence to ordinance 2023-01, revised ordinance number 2022-13 regarding lead paint testing. This is basically amending the ordinance 2022-13 to delete the reference to a fee of $75 in section 166-11, where there's a reference to different fees within the new chapter. It's determined to be necessary to delete the reference of $75 in section 166-11. I believe it's only $20, correct? Resolution 2023-60, resolution appointing the Musial Group as architects for the Borough of New Providence, County of Union, as the State of New Jersey for the year 2023. This is appointing the Musial Group as the borough architect for various projects throughout the borough. There were RFQs done in October, November. I believe there were 6 proposals, and Musial Group seems to be the preferred choice.
Okay, we have public safety, pedestrian crossing lights. We're requesting permission to bid for rapid flashing beacons to replace the existing flashers at Springfield and Ridgeview, which is by the pool, and Springfield and Livingston, and the installation of new beacons at Union and Hillary and South Street and High Street. Okay, Alex, Public Works.
Sure. Permission to bid plumbing and electrical services. The current contracts expire in May of 2023, so this is allowing the borough to bid out the work. Resolution 2023-61, resolution approving requisition for Rapid Pump and Meter Service Company in an amount not to exceed $19,240. Bergen County Co-op contract number 21-13 for wastewater treatment Ashford Road lift station pumps. This is approving a purchase of 2 grinder pumps and replacement of electrical components, grounding rod and wire, and alarm dialer on Ashwood Road lift station. The lift station serves 5 homes in that area, and due to their lower elevation, they cannot be connected to the gravity system that the current sewage plant has. The 5 houses, wastewater is discharged to the lift station and then pumped to the lift station gravity sewer manhole located on Ashwood Road. I believe the lift station was installed in 1993 and is actively monitored and is in overall very good shape. Resolution 2023-62, resolution approving contracting extension to Evoqua Water Technology LLC for the purchase and delivery of odor control chemicals in the annual amount not to exceed $107,920. I believe this is just an extension of a contract that was 2 years ago, and we had a 2-year option. So this is a continuation of that. Resolution 2023-063, resolution approving requisition for rapid pump and meter service company in an amount not to exceed $26,060. Bergen County Co-op contract number 21-13 for wastewater treatment primary tank grease box. The grease collection box located on the sides of the primary tank needs to be replaced. During the last wet weather event, the tank became full of grease and the box began to leak from the top. The DPW staff have temporarily repaired the top of the box, but the entire grease box assembly needs to be replaced as soon as possible. The existing assembly is a custom made and will be fabricated out of stainless steel right on site. And I might mention in all the documentation that DPW folks, especially the guys that operate the plant, they are definitely on top of their game.
Without a doubt. So is this like waste grease from people's houses?
Yeah, it's basically a collection box, almost like you would have in a commercial kitchen.
Yep.
You don't want to have the grease go right
Yes.
into the wastewater.
Exactly. Kind of reminds me that we still need to work on educating people on what you can and cannot flush, what you can and cannot pour down the drain. Try to be pretty strict with that at our house, but it's definitely something that people need to learn.
For sure.
Okay, discussion items. We're going to need a closed session, executive session next meeting. Okay, and I do want to, every year, we usually have a council meeting on going over policies and things like that, so I think we should do that and figure out a time for that. But the next one will be closed session on a negotiation matter. Okay?
Mayor, when would you propose doing that? Would that be before our meeting? I forget where, or...
I don't know, I don't think it would take that long. Yeah, maybe it will, probably after,
Okay, I think that, yeah, because I'm just saying,
yeah,
coming from work, I think that'd be great. Do it afterwards.
do it after.
And then the working session, are you looking to have that during the week or on the weekend?
I think
or?
probably we do it like on a Saturday.
Yeah,
like we've
yeah,
always
we've done that before. That makes good sense.
Okay, why don't we go to committee reports? Like I said, Happy Lunar New Year. I really only have one thing, is that we did a recap of the traffic report. Police department has been on top of this. As you can see, we're already getting off to a fast start with upgrading existing pedestrian beacons and putting in new ones. And I know they're looking at a long-term plan. So every year, we're gonna keep moving forward. And hopefully we can, make our pedestrian traffic a lot more safe. There were some ideas floated at that meeting, and I know Andrew took notes, and we will definitely be looking into everything that was discussed. Diane, you're next.
Thank you, Mayor. For sustainability, congratulations to our Sustainability Advisory Committee, and they have a whole host of information that will be shared with us at the next meeting, so something very exciting to look forward to. Historical Society is up and running, and they too will have some very exciting things to look forward to, some of the similar events as last year. And communications, our website is in process. It's going along great, and we're all really excited to see, the fruits of our labor, or our borough's labor. That's about it.
Okay, Pete?
Yeah, just to continue the conversation that you started regarding the January 10th public session on traffic safety. I also attended that session, and I was very impressed with what was presented by our chief, Hen, talking about different improvements that the town will be making. As the mayor mentioned, also additional, concerns were expressed, and with traffic safety, I think it's a very healthy thing to continually look at it, and it's a constantly evolving situation. So, if I'm not mistaken, Bernadette, we have that online, that video from that meeting, which is great. So if you didn't attend it, please take a look. I did attend as a citizen, and I voiced some concerns I had with downtown traffic and pedestrian safety, so I look forward to seeing what becomes of those. As far as community activities, we had a meeting on Friday, January 20th. Both myself, our borough administrator, Allison Smith, who heads up our community activities team, Tom Fody representing the community pool, Nadine Joffrey, Councilwoman Joffrey, who's or the co-liaison, right, if I'm not mistaken, or vice chair, I'm sorry, of community activities, and Councilman Cogan, who's our co-liaison to the pool. We're all in attendance. Really just a talk, informal talk, talking about if there's a possibility to partner together, those two organizations, to do things that benefit the community. Obviously, nothing decided, but our both Tom as well as Allison Smith will have, to my understanding, continuous conversations on possible improvements that, and then they'll voice their recommendations, and I would imagine that would be surfaced at the Capitol team meeting, and once they kick off that process. So that's where that's going. And then finally, we had, I attended via YouTube last night the Board of Education meeting. Very impressive as well. Some of the things they went over was the 22-23 board goals, things like the bond referendum, the full-day kindergarten, and their budgeting process that they're going through, as well as their committee goals. And the committees that they organize under are curriculum, institution, or technology, finance, facilities, safety and security, personnel management, and communication. So I enjoyed listening in at that session as well. Thank you.
Okay, Matt?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The only thing I have is on the planning board, just want to make everyone aware that the next planning board meeting is February 7th. And in that meeting, we'll be hearing 44 South Street, which is the old florist building. Plans for a 3-story mixed-use residential retail space. So if you're interested, that meeting will be on February 7th.
Okay. Andy?
Thank you, Mayor. Had a couple of busy weeks. So I'll start with the Diversity Committee. The day before Martin Luther King Day, we had a group gather together, and we met at the Baburish Houses. I was joined by the mayor, Councilman Cogan, and we gave out breakfast to the residents of the Baburish Houses. It was very nice to be back into that building after I haven't been there for a while. And nice to see residents. We met several residents. We had great conversations with them. It was just a very nice thing to do for the seniors, and a very nice tribute. And then a little bit apart from the Diversity Committee, we met up the next day, and we joined in on the sandwich drive at OLP, which I'll just very briefly talk about. Where there were 19 volunteers that day, and in 45 minutes, we made 732 sandwiches. Again, I was joined by Mayor Morgan and his wife Christine and Councilman Cogan. We had some younger volunteers. We had the usual crew that was there, and 732 sandwiches were made in 45 minutes, along with 797 sandwiches that came from the community and other people. And all those sandwiches, a good chunk of them were sent out of town like they usually are, but some of those sandwiches do stay in town, and I just wanted to emphasize that. We do have sandwiches that stay in town, and they go to the Link Resource Pantry over at the Methodist Church. And every Monday, 13 to 15 families come and get those sandwiches. as well as they get fresh produce and they get other items as well. So when we do donate to the sandwich drive, we are donating to our residents as well as residents in Newark and Elizabeth. And it was just a great outpouring on Martin Luther King Day to have a day of service that we were able to participate in. I also met with the diversity committee last night with Councilman Cogan, Allison Smith from Community Activities, and we are going to be working on a total comprehensive calendar for 2023 that we're looking to share by February 14th. It looks to be, we're looking to have a good year of education and celebration of all of our cultures here. So that's the diversity committee. Mental health advocacy and education. Councilwoman McKnight and I met with them, and we're also planning out a calendar of what we can do to educate and advocate around mental health. Board of Health, I had my first meeting with Councilwoman Belisca. I had been on the Board of Health a couple of years ago, and then now I'm back on. And again, it's just amazing to see how much work and effort goes into the Board of Health and what an outstanding job they do and how many different areas of our life as residents that they touch at the restaurants, at housing developments, etc. And really the main message coming out from there is that everybody should really make sure that they are vaccinated, flu, COVID, etc. And especially they're targeting the 80-plus group. The numbers are a little bit low on that, and they definitely want to continue that. And Municipal Alliance, we are going to be having a meeting the first Wednesday, and I look forward to seeing what their calendar is going to be. Just very brief, I want to touch on community activities as well, because I had a meeting last Thursday with Allison Smith and a couple of her staff members. And again, she went through the whole year of what they do. They do such an outstanding job with, such a small department. They touch so many aspects of our lives as residents, and I just wanted to give them a shout out for doing an exceptional job. So I'm getting up to speed on that committee as well as my other committees, and I look forward to a good year. That's it for me.
Alex?
Just take a moment here to thank everybody on council for showing me the ropes, especially Bernadette as well with giving me a lot of information early on to be prepared for this meeting. And not much to report on my end. I'll work with Bernadette, the Borough Administrator, to set up meetings for the engineering construction and the DPW tour with my co-liaison, Diane, Councilwoman Belisca. But again, thank you everybody for making me feel at home and showing me the ropes of how this is supposed to work. So I appreciate that.
Our pleasure.
Lisa?
Finance. So as you know, this is budget season. Our CFO and Bernadette have been working hard, and our first meeting with them is next week. Diane and I are on the Finance Committee, so we do look forward to rolling up our sleeves, getting our pencils out, and getting to work on that, so stay tuned. Library Board met last week. Mayor Morgan was in attendance. It was our first meeting with our new director, Stacy Maish, so we are very much looking forward to working with her. She is a valuable asset in our community, and she is going to be a great asset to the library, so look forward to really good things coming out of the library.
Great. One thing I did forget, I went to the Business Association meeting, first one of the year, and they re-elected Michelle Stefano as president, and she's done a great job. She really has. And I was happy to say there were a lot of new faces that I didn't know. So apparently more and more people are getting involved in the Business Association. And they went over their calendar of events, and thank God they do so many good events in town. And we really appreciate what they do. And, a lot of them, they pay for themselves through donations. So I just want to thank them for always working with us and being able to provide so many great events. So at that point,
Mayor, real quick, I forgot to mention something also. Allison Smith, our Director of Community Activities, had asked me to read out just a quick announcement. Registration for spring classes and camps is open on Community Pass via the Recreation website. That includes our popular recreation baseball, softball, and t-ball programs. For questions about any of our offerings, please contact the Rec Department Monday through Friday until 4:30 each day. Thank you.
okay,
What about the community garden, Pete? When's that gonna open up?
I don't know. Do we have it?
Next, I think it's on February 15th.
Look, there you go. Bernadette, anything?
Just want to let you guys know that the gazebo in Veterans Park is more than on its way. It's looking great. It probably will be finished in the next 2 weeks, although it's well looking like a gazebo. There's still a lot of work left to do. And weather permitting, they'll continue, and like I said, probably the next 2 weeks. Other than that, operations are normal. We're going through the budget. We're still negotiating with our unions, and there's a lot going on behind the scenes.
Yes, there is. All good, all good. Okay, at this time we have public comments. Anybody wishing to address council? Seeing no one, I declare the public comments closed. I need a motion for items 1 through 12, please.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mrs. Belisca?
Aye.
Mr. DeSarno?
Aye.
Mr. Kaminsky?
Aye.
Mrs. Joffre?
Yes.
Mr. Kogan?
Yes.
Mrs. McKnight?
Yes.
You gotta mix up the ayes and the yeses here.
From the 26th.
Okay,
Yeah, we're good.
motion for adjournment.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Yes.
No, so be it.
So look at that, you bring nice shorter meetings.
I think that maybe whatever I say, everybody has to follow me.
Or the opposite.